what's going on, everybody? It's Matt with the DPI podcast, and I've got Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel over on the other screen here. And we are going to play through some games of Lorcana today. So we're going to chop this up into a few different episodes, but over the next few weeks, you're going to see a pre-constructed deck playthrough. You're going to see us do card draft and some pack openings for the Floodborn series, and then we're going to talk about some deck building strategies and possibly build a deck as well, all in this session, but we're going to break it up into a few different episodes. So, Peter, pre-constructed decks.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about kind of what Ravensburger did with the pre-constructed decks.
Well, in the we gotta deep dive the memory here. So in the first chapter, you have 3 pre-constructed decks. You have a Steel and Sapphire, which is the... Oh, sorry, I'm not playing that deck. I brought that deck along with me. And then you have an Amber and Amethyst. And then lastly, you have an Emerald and Ruby. And then in the Floodborn series, so what that means, as Matt's kind of holding them up, is one of the rules of building a deck is that you're required to only use 2 inks. As we've talked about in our previous Lorcana episodes, each of the inks kind of have their own special thing that they do. Maybe one's good at scoring lore, maybe one's good at putting more ink into your inkwell a little bit quicker. Maybe one's good at drawing cards into your hand, which obviously is a helpful thing. But then as you move into the Floodborn, the 2 decks, and one of them I am playing today, so I will be playing Steel and Amethyst. And then the other deck that they created is it Sapphire and...
Sapphire.
Okay, Sapphire and Amber. That's... Oh, yeah, blue and yellow. Because... Yeah. So right now there are, at the timing of this video, there are 5 pre-constructed decks, and 3 of them are Chapter 1, and 2 of them are Chapter 2. We're playing both of the Floodborn decks.
Okay.
Is what's being played, because I brought Steel. That's what was throwing me off, because my other deck that I brought was the pre-constructed one. So this video, we have both of the Floodborn pre-constructed decks. Matt has the Sapphire and Amber, which is the blue and yellow deck, and then I have the Steel and Amethyst deck, which again are the 2 Floodborn decks.
Yeah, and if you ever have any questions about like kind of how the decks work together, in your pre-constructed little notebook that you get in there, you get actually an idea of what these inks do well together. So if you ever have any questions about how to play the game or anything like that, these little handbooks come in very, very handy when you're starting. So starting the game. So you get 7 cards.
So we flip.
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Oh.
We have a different view, so you can see our game. Yeah.
So there.
That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
See, because now I'm taking my 7 cards in.
There you go.
Yep. So as Matt just did on his, I already have mine here. So you have a lore tracker. You should have some damage counters nearby, which mine are over here to the left of the board. Matt is the same thing, just kind of off screen is where our damage counters are. So 7 cards, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you can look at them, and this is kind of a show. need to make sure to keep them off screen here just a little bit. But remember that when you draw your first 7, you can choose. You can either just take it, or right now you can discard any number of them, drawing new ones, and then you just reshuffle your deck before you actually begin. So I'm just gonna glance at the cards that I drew. This is fun for me because I have not played the Floodborn pre-constructed decks. I have played the other ones, so I am gonna discard a couple of these.
And I actually, the first game that I played was with this deck. I got my brothers both set a starter deck out of this set as well, so we broke those bad boys out and played on Christmas Eve. So
Boy, I've got a lot of Merlin and a lot of Princess and the Frog. Alright, so I'm going to discard these 3, drawing 3 new ones, and then I'm going to shuffle them on my deck. Matt, do you have any? You're just going to get what you get?
I'm going to get what I get. Since I'm relatively new to this type of gaming, I've just been learning to play the cards that I have. So.
Yeah, I just wanted to get rid of something. I had 2 copies of a couple of cards, so those were 2 of the 3 that I got rid of, were ones that I have another copy of it. All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that could help you, it could not.
Yeah. We're going to find out.
All right. I'll let you go ahead and go first.
All right. So, as we've talked about on a previous video, your turn essentially consists of 2 things. You always want to ink a card. Well, 3 things, I guess. You always want to ink a card. You always want to use your ink to help play things, whether it's items or characters or songs or actions or whatever. And then whatever you have currently in play, you want to probably use those things in some way. But again, there are some strategies to doing that and not doing that, which Matt and I will probably talk about as we get going here. So I do not draw a card, but normally your play would start by drawing a card from your deck. But because Matt has been gracious enough to let me go first, which I don't know if it's gracious or not gracious, because well, now you see I don't get a card, so Matt's going to get 8 cards, and I technically only get this. I am going to go ahead and, so this is what you do. So I'm going to ink this card. So I'm showing Matt that it is inkable, and so now I have 1 ink in my inkwell, and then I will exert that ink to play. I have a last cannon card, which is cost of 1. So I will turn that just to signify that it is done, and that will be the end of my turn.
Okay. Since I'm the second player, I will get to draw a card. That gives me 8 in my hand. I will ink a card as well, and I am going to ink Sleepy.
Sleepy's inkable.
He is. And then I do not have a 1 ink card in my hand, so that ends my turn.
Perfect. That's I was up in the air on that, what Matt just did, but now what last cannon allows me to do is spend an ink to banish it, and then my challenge will get +3. So I'm just setting myself up for the future, where if Matt has a really powerful card in play for him, then I could use last cannon, potentially take it out pretty quick. So I will start my turn. I will draw this. I do have a couple of ink. Interesting. Card I drew is very interesting. All right, I will go ahead and I'm going to ink Madam Mim. Madam Mim is inkable. So now I have 2 ink in my inkwell. With those 2 ink, I'll go ahead and exert both of them in order to play Prince Eric, dashing and brave. He is so dashing and so brave. So that is my turn.
And with him coming into play this round, since he does not have the ability to play as a rush, he cannot be used in a challenge, or he cannot go on a quest.
Right. So I basically, anytime you play a card, as Matt begins his turn, anytime you play a card, the ink has to dry. And I know we've said that in our other videos. So I used my ink to draw, as it were, Prince Eric, and so now he has to dry for a turn.
So I'm going to ink Snow White. Snow White is inkable. I'm going to exert my 2, and I'm going to play a Snow White.
Oh, jeez. Snow White done got inked.
Yep, and I will end my turn there.
Did you Oh, okay. So yeah, you're not able to use her ability.
Correct.
Yep. Okay. So I will start my turn. So I will exert those. I will put. What do you? Oh, jeez. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. When you play, yep. Okay. Yep. Just I'm just
learning the cards as you go.
Saying yep a lot. Well, right. Yeah. This is a brand new deck for me, which is great. So I think I'm gonna ink. Ugh. Really stinks. My hand is becoming more and more non-inkable cards, which is very frustrating. But I believe I'm going to go ahead and ink Dr. Facilier, and then I will exert all three of my inks to play Galactic Hero Lilo. So she is ready to roll, and then we'll go ahead and just to get the ball rolling. We'll go ahead and quest Prince Eric to gain a lore. So whatever value is down here on the card, that is how many lore that character gets when they quest. So I'll go ahead and do that.
There you go. I will. Ready? Draw. Aim.
Ready, aim. Blow him out of the water, Dad. As a quote from Hook. For those of you that don't know, it's a very good movie. I need to be careful with these cards because if I come down too much, so Matt can get some insider information.
Okay, I am going to ink. No, not.
Oh, he changed his mind. He's not inking
Gonna ink Sneezy.
He's got a lot of dwarf ink.
Mm-hmm.
His deck must have a whole bunch of. Well, makes sense. All these amber cards, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
And I am going to exert all two of the three.
Oh, two of the three. Not all three.
Not all three. Two of the three. For Gumbo Pot, which will remove damage from up to 2 characters, and then I'm going to go ahead and send Snow White on a quest to gain 1 lore.
Snow White has quested.
And that will end my turn.
Okay. So then I will re-ready everything. And draw a card. Oh, look at that. That's funny. Well, it's either that or that. I'm actually going to choose not to ink a card this turn, which is very strange. But I will use 2 ink to ink Mouse Armor, which is an item. And then I am going to quest Lilo. So Lilo will gain me 2 lore by questing. She has 2, I know it's a little glary, but there you go. 2 lore on her. And then I am actually going to challenge with Prince Eric, because when Prince Eric challenges, he gets +2. So that would take his strength from 1 to 3, which is enough to knock Snow White out, because she has 3 what is it? Resolve, fortitude, willpower. But she does do 2 damage to this Eric, so Eric is on the ropes, as it were. So we'll go ahead and put 2 damage on Eric, and unfortunately, Snow White has been
taken off the board.
Defeated. And this is drying, so even regardless of what it is, it doesn't matter.
And that ends your turn?
I don't know what else you want me to do. I felt like that was a decent turn.
All right. I will ready my cards over here. Draw another one in my hand. All right.
He's got a lot of cards over there.
Yeah, I am not going to ink, but I'm going to use one to play Popsicle. When you play that card, you get to draw a card.
Oh, that's nice.
So I'm going to pull another card into my hand here.
Oh, man. Love cards that let me draw cards. Any card-based game, I'm all about cards that let me draw cards.
And I'm going to end my turn there.
He's scaring me. I feel like he's got some stuff built up or something. All right, so we will
My naivety is...
This is, yeah, either potentially I'm going to whoop his butt, or he's just going to all of a sudden... Holy crap. Well, I will again choose not to ink a card because I'm really am going to hang on to these guys. But I will use all three of my inks to put, yeah, no, it's so glary nobody can see. So I have Lawrence, that sniveling shrew. What a little sniveling shrew. Sorry, it's jealous manservant because it's right before he makes the deal with Facilier. So he's going to be drawing. Don't need the mouse armor because Matt doesn't have, over on his side, Matt doesn't have any characters in place. So right now my characters don't really have to worry about questing because unless he rolls in with some big action card, they're going to be safe. But if he was rolling in with a big action card, they'd be screwed anyway. So I might as well take them both and quest them both, which is going to give me 3 more lore between the Prince Eric and the Lilo. So we'll let Lawrence dry. All my ink is exhausted, and that is my turn.
All right. I'm ready. I will draw. And now we're going to start getting somewhere.
I was going to say, I hope so. You have like 8 cards.
Good call.
Well, hopefully you're going to need that area soon.
Yeah. So I need to...
We killed Matt. Dead battery?
Yeah.
Hold on. We have a battery replace happening. This won't make the final cut, folks. We'll just get a technical difficulties thing. Oh, look at that. He's back. Well, he's not back yet because I got to focus him when he sits right down there. Oh my gosh, that is a blurry man. There we go.
All right.
We got him back.
I am back, and now we are going to...
I think that should make the final cut.
Figure out where I'm going to go with this. I'm going to ink 4 dozen eggs.
That was clearly when he was a lad, because now that he's grown, he eats 5 dozen eggs, which allows him to be roughly the size of a barge.
And then I'm going to exert 3
emojis
to play
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, he's having a think.
So when Winnie the Pooh quests, you can take a card from your hand and put it into your inkwell face down.
That's a wonderful power too.
So, and it doesn't need to be an inkable card.
I wish I had that.
So,
yeah, that makes sense because you're not actually using the ink action.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're using a character special action.
So that will dry, and that will end my turn.
He also, his popsicle and his gumbo pot here do allow him to take a good amount of damage off of things, just for the record. So we will ready everything. Something tells me Matt and I might not be friends after this next turn, but we'll see. I did draw an inkable card that I would like to use as ink. So now I...
Finally?
Yeah, seriously. Well, I've been drawing them. Like last time I drew Lawrence, but I was like, but Lawrence quests for 2. When he has no damage on him, he gets +4 strength. I mean, that's pretty solid. As much as I want to use these inks for something else, I am going to use these inks for 2 to play Freeze. Freeze is an action card, so the way action cards work is they're going to take effect immediately. So I'm going to use Freeze to exert a chosen opposing character. So I will exert Winnie the Pooh. See, this is why Matt and I are no longer going to be friends. So there is Freeze, and it just goes straight to your discard once its action's been done. And then using Eric, I will go ahead and challenge because Eric gets +2 and Winnie the Pooh has 3 willpower. So without Winnie the Pooh being able to do anything in the 100 Acre Woods, I'm going to destroy him. Now Winnie the Pooh does pack a punch and does take Prince Eric out. Ursula couldn't get him, but Winnie the Pooh did the trick. So I feel like Prince Eric did a wonderful job on the board as he did a whole bunch of stuff for me. Now I'll go ahead and quest Lawrence and Lilo for another 4. And we are rolling right along.
All right. I am going to ready. I am going to draw. I am going to
Swing from a chandelier.
Whimper a little bit.
Whimper slightly.
I'm going to ink the song from Gaston. And then I am going to exert.
Oh my gosh, he exerted all. This is a big guy.
5.
This is a big guy coming in.
I'm going to play the queen here.
If only you had another queen. So
yeah.
These cards are cool because it says shift. And what it allows you to do is instead of spending 5 ink, as Matt just had to do, it does have a shift too. So he could have paid 2 ink if he could have had another queen on the board.
Kept waiting. I was hoping.
Just draw me a queen, right?
And that is going to end my turn.
Well, the good news is, she does not have a lot of willpower, that queen.
No, she does not.
Good news is, I do not have another freeze action, so your queen is going to stick around.
At least for another turn.
All right, so we will ready everything.
And he gets a freeze.
Just drew a freeze. I did not. I will go ahead and that won't really matter. Yeah, but let's go ahead and get let's do this. So we're gonna play Dr. Facilier, Savvy Opportunist, right next to Lawrence, the Jealous Manservant. It's very on theme. So we're doing a great job over here. So he's gonna dry, so I'm not gonna use Dr. Facilier this turn. Let's see, Evil Queen does a damage of 4. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh, nope, I've used all my ink. Okay, so I will go ahead and ink. Oh, sorry, chip.
Okay.
I'm going to ink chip so that I can. Oh no, I don't have to. No, I'm not going to. Sorry, I have a chip in my hand though, just so you know.
I know now.
I'm going to tap this in order to put this protection on Lawrence. So I'm going to quest Lawrence. I'm going to quest Lilo to gain 4 lore, and then I'm gonna exert this mouse armor, which when I turn it, a chosen character gains resist 1. So if you were to attack Lawrence, damage dealt to him is reduced by 1.
Okay.
So just looking at the queen's strength,
yeah,
just will protect one of my big lore getters. But the queen herself is a big lore getter, so Matt might just say, screw it, I just want to go get some lore here real quick.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a lot of characters on the board, so Matt should be nervous right now.
I'm going to ink the knock, which will give me 6 in my inkwell.
That is a lot.
It is. And then I am going to use 3 to bring in the Fang crossbow.
Ooh, an item.
The Fang crossbow, when exerted, chosen character gets -2. And when I banish the item, if you have a dragon character on your board, I can banish the dragon character with that item.
I mean, the last cannon... No, I'm just... a dragon, so Maleficent.
Yeah. So the ink has to dry on him.
Oh, Madam Mim also has a dragon form.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So...
I think it's in this deck, actually. What will the evil queen do? Will she quest or will she attack?
I'm going to go ahead and quest with the evil queen.
He's questing.
To get to 3, because I'm only down 11 now.
Yeah, and that's where the attack comes in, because I mean, if I ready these and quest them again, I'm going to gain another 4.
Yeah. Yeah, it just...
Things are unraveling fast now, boy!
And that's going to end my turn.
How expensive are these cards still in your hand? You have 3 ink available.
Yeah, I'm in a tough situation. I'm in a tough situation.
I'm in a bit of a pickle. My one question to you as we move forward, because I know you haven't played many of these games, not that I've played a ton, were those cards in your hand when you began the game?
So a couple of them were.
So just kind of like, we can bring the sounder up, the DPI Pro Tip. When playing Lorcana, when you get that first hand of cards, if you see something that's like a 5 or a 6, or even really arguably a 4, those might want to be in your original discards, because shuffle them back in and hope they come up later. Because like right now, if Matt were to draw one of those cards, well, his inkwell is in a fantastic position for him. But early on in the game, you're really just eating into your 7 cards.
Yeah.
And as you saw, as I was playing, my goal was to get small ones out as quick as possible, because now I've got this little lore army right here, and things are looking really good. Oh, cool. This character challenges must choose with bodyguard. Huh. What's the point of entering him exerted? That doesn't make any sense. I need to move some. Oh, I'm out of play space. Okay. So we will. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take 3 of our inks and put the prince into play. It says the character may enter play exerted. An opposing character who challenges one of your characters must choose one with body. Oh, I see.
So if they have the bodyguard.
Exactly. So he's a bodyguard. So if I put him exerted, it would make, if Matt were to attack somebody, it would make him attack them first. I'm going to use Lawrence to take out the evil queen, because when Lawrence has no damage, he gets +4 attack. So that would be enough to take out the queen's 3 willpower. But then the queen has 4 attack, which does take out Lawrence as well, because I just really wanted to watch Lawrence die. So, not that Facilier is much better, but still. The prince is drying, so we'll put him off there to remind myself that he's drying. We'll go ahead and use Lilo and Facilier to quest. So we'll get ourselves rolling right up there. 2, 3 more lore.
All right. And now I am in the Death Spiral here.
The Death Spiral. Oh, you know, I have one more. Sorry, I just realized Chip cost me 1 ink. I'll just go ahead and
just throw them out there. Just for
why not? Why not? Yeah, come on. I had an ink to spare. Might as well let Chip be part of the celebration.
There you go. There you go. All right. So how are we going to do this?
Do you have a card that grants 17 lore?
I do not.
Oh, interesting.
But I have a card called Launch. And what Launch is going to let me do is banish one of my chosen items and deal 5 damage to a chosen character.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I am going to banish Popsicle, and Launch will go with it. And Lilo will go...
The poor galactic hero.
As well.
Poor Lilo. So, just for the record, I believe the character does not have to be exerted when you could have chosen any of them.
Any of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Lilo makes sense because she's a big lore getter. It was Lilo or the Prince. Those were the choices.
And then that ends my turn because
Shucks.
Drew.
Yeah, if you could have gotten that Prince out of play, we could have pulled it along for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as I do have, as Matt has already kind of talked about, so I'll just draw. I'm not even going to look at it because we'll let Facilier. We'll let Chip and the Prince go on a quest together.
And they're going to finish the game.
Yeah, Chip and the Prince are running off together into the sunset, which does award me 3 lore, which does get me to the required 20 to
there you go.
Win the game.
There you go. So the first game that we play is Peter from Princesses and the Mouse. 20.
Handily.
Matt from the DPI podcast. 3.
Yeah. Don't worry. Next game. But that's, it's great to play one of these games because, that's some of the strategy.
Yeah.
If you're heavy on items and actions, get rid of them. If you have a bunch of things that are, you look at Matt's hand, like we've got 4s and 6s, like those are very, very hard to get into play. Especially, like, did you have both of these at the start?
I had that and that.
Oh, okay,
start,
yeah. So like 6 ink is definitely something that I would just chuck out of my hand right away because, gosh, you can't get 6 ink even if you have cards that let you ink things.
Mm-hmm.
You're 4 or 5 rounds into the game.
Yeah, but the thing with Christopher Robin is if you have another character in play,
oh my gosh,
he lures at 4 every time he quests.
Oh my gosh, he does, and he has 6 guard.
Yeah,
but I would have. Well, you killed Lilo, but I did have a last cannon.
Yeah.
Lilo and a last cannon would have blasted Chris. Like, imagine the theming of this. You have Lilo Galactic Hero holding a last cannon from Mulan. She launches this thing. Christopher Robin takes one to the face. You're like creating these amazing tales.
All right, well that's our first game. So thanks for watching. Let us know what you think. And the next one that you're going to see is our draft. Hey, thanks for checking us out today. Don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help out the channel. Also, if you're looking for some more Disney content, check this out. I think you're going to like it.